Hey everybody, welcome back to another edition of 20 Minutes, and glad to bring in my good friend Mark Grounds from Jacksonville joining us. And certainly thought I'd bring Mark in and we kind of touch base on some things. Of course, Mark for many years involved with the Illinois High School Football Coaches Association and many different hats in many different ways. And big event coming up this summer, a new event for the Coaches Association, and we'll talk about a 7-on-7 that they've come up with and actually just opened up registration for teams today, today being February 7th. So, Mark, first of all, welcome aboard, and here we go. Another year, huh?
Hey, great. Always a great time to sit and talk to you and talk a little bit about high school football and everything. And, happy to be on.
Glad to have you. And again, as I mentioned, the Coaches Association getting into the 7-on-7 game, which I'm thrilled about. I said for a long time, Mark, I always thought I would love to see you guys get a bit more involved and in certain events, and this is one of those for sure. And let's face it, Mark, I mean, whether organized or not organized, the whole team 7-on-7 concept has been popular, continues to be popular, and was basically spearheaded by your members anyway. So, I mean, I think this at least gives you some kind of support and kind of background and, more of a, I guess more of an organizational standpoint, and not sure if that was the goal or not, but fill us in. Of course, I'm talking about the 2023 IHSFCA 7-on-7 state tournament. It's set up by class, so it'll be 1A through 8A, Thursday, June 22nd, and Friday, June 23rd. And Mark, just give us a little background on why all of a sudden this has popped up, why the Coaches Association is getting involved in it.
Well, I think we can go back to COVID when everything was shut down, and the Coaches Association and really all of our membership from all of the different parts of the state, public, private, north, south, east, west, central Illinois, we realized that we had to get together and continue to push the envelope to promote and help the culture of Illinois football. And I think COVID really united us all for the first time in a long time. And with Kevin Crandall as the executive director, we really felt like that the trustees and the district reps and the membership, we needed to continue to develop things that served our membership, that helped us out. And so we came up with the idea of having the Coaches Association 7-on-7, very similar to how like the Wrestling Coaches Association does the Frosh-Soft State afterwards. That's something to help get kids to continue to compete, and it help the footprint of their association with their coaches. Well, we want to make sure that not the only time that coaches think of the Football Coaches Association is with the all-state plaques and the clinic. We want to make sure that we're doing things for our membership to be proactive for our membership. And we felt that one way that we can continue to increase our footprint in the summer football world was a 7-on-7. And I think one of the unique things about this one is our goal is to have 1A play 1A, 2A play 2A. We've gone and traveled to big 7-on-7s throughout the years. We've gone to Notre Dame and gone against schools of 4,000 and 5,000, as have some 1A programs from Illinois. Well, this gives us a chance just for Illinois football coaches, high school teams, 1A to play 1A, 8A to play 8A. So it's apples playing apples and oranges playing oranges, so to speak. And, it's something that everybody does anyway. Well, we thought we'd be able to put it out there and say, hey, you know what, we're going to give you a chance to play for a 1A state 7-on-7 championship over the summer, or a 5A state 7-on-7 championship. Plus, it gives the ability for the media to cover Illinois football during a downtime. It continues to create a buzz going forward in the season. And we're just real hopeful that people sign up for it. And this first year we can get off to a good start. And we think that's something that can snowball. There's never a great date for it.
Yeah.
And, one of the feedbacks I'm hearing out from close contacts is that, a lot of schools, June is basketball only, especially at the smaller level, July. So, there could be some adjustments in the future, but we felt like we had to get it off the ground. And with the committee that we put together to talk to, we came up and we thought this was really the best date to try to start it and bring it up for the first time.
Yeah, I agree. You can never find a great date. There's always something going on in the summer, but at least you got to get this thing going and get it established. And I think once you're able to do that, Mark, I think you're going to have a lot of success with it. I would be very surprised if these brackets don't fill up relatively quick. Again, it's not a huge fee. It's a $200 fee. You've got to pay your refs, obviously, to come and cover this thing, and rightfully so. As far as the locations, again, go to the best way to get information on this is the Coaches Association website. So it's IHSFCA.com. Again, it's the Illinois High School Football Coaches Association.com. Right on the front page lists pretty much the format. And again, it's 4 pool play games and then single elimination. So you're going to get 5 games guaranteed minimum, which is great. So again, you're not wasting your time. You're getting a lot of work in for your contact day. Mark, you mentioned the smaller classes, and sometimes their calendar gets pushed back a little bit. Was it always going to be class specific, or was there conversation regarding doing this more of a open field per se, or was it always kind of focusing more on class by class?
Well, I think for us we wanted it to be an event of big magnitude, and to do that, we felt like we needed to be able to get everybody involved and give everybody a chance to have some equal footing. So a lot of times you don't see a lot of the smaller schools go play at some of the bigger 7-on-7 tournaments and around, because when you're a school of 150 kids and you're going to have to go up against a school of 2,200, you're paying the money to go up there. You want it to be a good experience for your kids. So we tried to keep it class specific. We tried to keep it a relatively low fee. So then teams that are, strictly running teams still that have to work on pass, they can get their kids out there and they can have a great experience for the day. So even if you play those 4 prelim games and you end up, playing one of the tournament games and you're done, you still have 5 games where you got your kids out competing, having fun, being a team for one day in June. So we thought that, we had maybe 1A and 2A could combine if we needed to, but we felt like even if we don't have full brackets, we're going to play 1A against 1A, 2 against 2A, 3, all the way up to 8A, and we're going to just work really, really hard to continue to make this thing to grow. One of the things that we've talked about in the future is the following week have a tournament of champions, where all the champions play in a neutral spot, like maybe 1 year at Illinois, 1 year up at North. There's some ideas to make this thing grow, but as you said, we just got to get it going. We got to have an event. We got to then talk to our membership about how to make it better and bring people that are a lot more creative than Mark Grounds and Derek Leonard and the Coaches Association leadership involved with it to help our membership.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it will grow. I don't think there's any doubt. And you mentioned a champions tournament, which again, I look at states like Texas that has their crazy format in the summer, which works really well for them, and they kind of do the same thing. And another aspect, Mark, that we've seen out of the bigger 7-on-7s up here in Chicagoland that I think you're going to eventually want to embrace as well, because let's face it, you're going to get the most bang for the contact day buck, is if you're able to find a way to work out some type of lineman challenges with this as well.
Yeah, and that was asked by a lot of people. And, the thing that we wanted to make sure that we did was that we didn't bite off more than we can chew this first year. It's definitely, especially, now with, one of the initiatives that came out of the Coaches Association where we can have some days of 11-on-11. Right. We want to get everybody as involved as much. And, as a head coach for the last 20 plus years, we've always struggled with the fact that, we take the skill guys of the 7-on-7, and they get to be involved a lot. How do you manage it with the linemen? And, there's only a few that really have a ton of lineman challenges out there anymore.
Right.
And if we're able to do some of that class specific, I think that would be awesome as well. The biggest problem is obviously field space.
Yep.
Downstate, you have a lot less field space sometimes than you do up north because of everything's artificial surface. That's why we've had to piggyback a couple schools to host them. We're going to look at trying to change up the host sites every year if we can as well, to try to help other schools promote their facilities and their parents club with the concessions. But I'm not gonna lie, we kept a lot of it in central Illinois to try to keep it to where it's centrally located, but a lot of it was that we knew we could have access to facilities and with parents clubs that could help us pull this thing off the first year.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I totally agree, and I think it's the right way to go. And but again, I'm fingers crossed. I really think this could fly, and I think you guys could have a lot of success for it. So again, coaches, high school coaches, if you're interested, go to the Coaches Association website. Everything's right there. There's links to where you could sign up your teams. They just opened up registration this morning. So by all means, fill out those brackets. Let's lock that thing out early and definitely show the support for that tournament. So again, Illinois High School Football Coaches Association website. Again, it's going to be 1A through 8A, only a $200 team fee. Registration's open as of this morning, February 7th. So again, also all kinds of details and rules, or specifically what you need to know going in. So again, go check that out. And then Mark, obviously from talking to you and talking football Coaches Association, got to talk about the clinic. And I know last year, coming off being back at the University of Illinois, obviously I was blessed to be there and honored to be invited by you guys. And I was just very impressed. I thought U of I did a tremendous job hosting the clinic. And I know you guys want to continue to grow this. And I know Illinois is planning, obviously, on being host and being very involved once again.
Yeah, it coming back from COVID and first time at a new location, I think it worked out a lot better for our vendors. So they were very, very happy. The hard thing that we're dealing with is that so many coaches do multiple sports. Sometimes it's during spring break as well. So they have family concerns. What we really, really hope is that if you can't be there all day, just, show up for part of it, show your face, get some assistants involved. Bring your younger guys so they can sit and learn and be mentored on how to take clinic notes and learn and things like that. We're really trying to do stuff that serve our association and put a first class clinic on, really a convention on for our state football coaches. And, Illinois with Coach B and obviously Coach Pat Ryan being the high school conduit between the Illinois program and the association and the coaches in the state has been a remarkable hire. He's done a tremendous job. And I think that the feeling of our association being at Illinois and how welcoming they are, how, they ask, how can they help to make it better? It's been a wonderful relationship so far. And, I think that you look at the kids that are being taken by Illinois and the success that they're starting to have on the field, hopefully there's an uptick in our clinic that corresponds with the uptick in the program's success on the field as well.
Yeah, and I just thought the location, the I Hotel, is a really terrific, great layout, and I thought just it made a lot of sense, and just thought it worked out really well last year.
Well, and Dave Jacobs has spearheaded a lot of the changes with George Turnbull with the format. And I think the format is friendly. The hotel is friendly to be able to really network and get together and just, have an enjoyable time where more coaches are in one spot. The last couple of years we had to move it to multiple hotels to be able to host the event. And it just felt like it splintered us apart and it never felt cohesive. I think there was a great togetherness there. One of the evening meals, Illinois was playing in the tournament, so they had the tournament games on. So we're watching basketball as football coaches, having a great time supporting our state. And it was an exciting coming out of that clinic with the possibilities for the future. And I think there's a lot of energy that's surrounding the association, the clinic, and the things that we're trying to get done, and positive steps that we're getting done for our coaches and our kids in the state of Illinois for high school football.
Yeah, and again, the annual coaches clinic, again, the spring clinic date, March 30th and April 1st down at the University of Illinois in Champaign at the I Hotel right on campus there at the University of Illinois. Just a pretty short walk from Memorial Stadium. So again, IHSA Football Coaches Association, IHSFCA.com. Details again on the front page regarding the clinic, and coaches, make sure you get lined up for that as well. Well, pal, we obviously need to talk about the Jacksonville Crimsons and your past season and what to look forward to this year. Again, made the playoffs for the second straight year last year. Unfortunately, had a first-round loss to Metamora. Overall, a successful season. I know it's you're going to have to replace some key kids. I know Elijah Owens is right at the top, who committed to Indiana State. Just your thoughts from last year, the team, and maybe what to look forward towards in 23.
Well, before I talk about us, I do want to say that the 7-on-7, our keynote sponsor, is Game One. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that. They're helping us be able to afford to put this on. So Mike McCombs and all of the reps from Game One that helped us pull this off, we really appreciate that. As far as Jacksonville football, I've been there long enough that sometimes in public schools you have some peaks and some valleys, and we went through a period that we didn't qualify for the playoffs. We were always in the picture week 9, but didn't quite get over the hump. Well, we had a great spring COVID season, and we've had 2 playoff years back to back. And the key is we want to play past the first round, and to do that, you have to win more games during the regular season. Sometimes you get a higher seed, but we've lost to 2 really good teams in the playoffs the last 2 years. And you're absolutely right. We lose a 2-time All-State quarterback in Elijah Owens. I think he's the only 2-time All-State kid that we've ever had at Jacksonville High School. When you go back and look at all of them from the time the association has been awarding that, and obviously he was very, very worthy of that. And the good thing of it is he was a great leader, he was a great mentor, and he was like another coach with the younger guys. So obviously we're going to have to replace him, but we feel like we've got some kids that have put the time in, and that's part of it. You get used to these kids as household names, and then by the time you get used to them, they graduate. So you have to move on, and that's the enjoyable part of high school football. The new, what kind of vision do we have for the program? Well, a lot of that depends on how those kids act out on the summer and put the work in, and what may be the way a team looks one year is going to be completely different the next. So our kids have been working hard. We've got a lot of multi-sport athletes. I think we're like a lot of people coming out of COVID. We're struggling to get kids out. We've changed some things with youth football in our community through USA Football, and Joe Ryan helped us with some things that they were doing in their area that helped really get kids out to play. Our school district just approved 7th and 8th grade middle school football, so it's going to be sponsored through us. So we get 2 more years that we get to help mentor them and train them. But the transportation, the liability, they're making an investment in our kids and our community, which I really appreciate the superintendent and the Board of Education, taking hold of the vision that we have for what we need to do to continue to be successful, but take 2 or 3 more steps forward.
Yeah, no doubt about it. A lot of excitement around the conference going into this coming season, obviously, with the addition of Lincoln joining this year. Quincy, Notre Dame the following year. You're expanding. You're able to get a couple of non-conference games under your schedule now, which again, I know you guys have been wanting that for a long time. I know I've been screaming for it for a long time, and it's going to happen. So Coach, fill us in as far as 2023. I believe there's a crossover with the Big 12, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's a crossover game with the Big 12 because we each, I'm going to adjust my camera a little bit.
Sure.
We each have an odd number of teams. So we were able to fill in the cracks with each other. Our non-conference crossover game will be with Peoria Notre Dame this year. So we'll play two crossover games. You won't play two of the normal people that you normally play. Like next year, we won't play Chatham, Glenwood, and Lanphier, I believe. Right. The following year, our conference accepts Quincy Notre Dame on a football basis, and we're splitting into two divisions. It's really going to be kind of an East and a West division. The West division will be Quincy Notre Dame, Jacksonville, Springfield High, SHG, Lanphier, and Southeast, where the other division will be Chatham, Rochester, both Decatur schools, Lincoln, not Taylorville, Lincoln and normal U High. So that opens up week 1 and week 2 non-conference. So we're scrambling as a conference to find week 1 and week 2, because a lot of those are booked up already.
Right.
Okay. So like we're looking at the ability to play some schools from St. Louis, maybe Chicago, out of state. It's exciting that we get to schedule some faces other than just our conference. And we play 2 crossover games. So our crossover games are going to be Lincoln and Decatur MacArthur. So that's exciting that we get to see Lincoln again for the first time in, 8 or 9 years, however long it's been since they've been gone from the Central State 8. But I think it strengthens our conference. It allows you with the non-conference to schedule some comparable teams. So like if you're on the top of the mountain like Sacred Heart, I think they're going to go play CBC in St. Louis. So that's where they are as a program. But if you're not there, it gives you a chance to schedule some teams that you can be competitive to develop some excitement around your program and maybe scratch out another win or two on the season. So it's exciting for us. Change is always different, but I think this change, along with some of the things that the state's allowing us to do football wise, it's really going to help our area and help football in Central Illinois.
Yeah, I think it's really going to help your conference overall because let's face it, Mark, you know this, and anyone that's in Central Illinois knows this. Central State 8 is one of the top-notch conferences for, say, 5A, 6A, 5A, 4A. But saying that and actually being able to go out and prove it against schools from other parts of the state and even out-of-state opponents, to me, that just takes it to a different level. And I think you guys have that opportunity again. And let's face it, I'm old enough. I remember seeing Montini travel down to Sacred Heart, and I remember seeing some of those great non-conference games before you guys were locked in. And let's face it, you guys didn't back away from anybody. And I think that does a lot of good and a lot of I just think it does wonders for your overall conference and just a perception statewide of what you have going on down there.
Yeah, I mean, once upon a time, it was very hard for anybody in our conference to find non-conference games because they knew that it was such a competitive league.
Right.
So I remember those days as well. And it's just exciting. It's going to open us up to different communities. That's the great thing about the playoffs. You get to travel and face different programs, different communities, and being able to do that early on, it kind of helps you prepare for playoff high intensity environments that you'll get in the playoffs. So we're going to look at trying to schedule a Saturday game early on. Why? Well, you know what? You have to play a Saturday game if you're going to play in the playoffs, and you might as well get used to it early on. So there's a lot of things that some of us dinosaurs of the league remember that went on that we're excited to welcome back.
All right, one last thing, and I'll let you go. And I appreciate your time as always, my friend. State finals heading to Illinois State. Thoughts?
Well, as somebody that likes the Pub 2 cheese balls, I'm pretty excited about that going back there. But it was a great environment when it was at Illinois State, and that's before they've done some tremendous renovations to that facility.
Yep.
You know that Coach Spack is going to make sure that the facilities people do everything in the power to give the high school a great experience there. It's middle of the state. Illinois was tremendous to us. Northern Illinois was tremendous to us. But those are bigger stadiums. It's gonna really create, I think, a high energy environment in that facility. And, I'm excited about it. Again, we talk about change. Change sometimes is good, sometimes it's bad. I think this has the potential to really, really be a plus for our state, especially with the new indoor facility being open. I don't think we lose anything then by going there. Having the indoor facility at the other two spots was critical with the weather to get kids warmed up properly, things like that. They're going to have that. So I'm excited. Plus, it's a lot shorter drive for me.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I think everyone in general, even up here, people are still have fond memories of Illinois State. It was never Illinois State that, that turned people off. I just think, unfortunately things didn't work out and the games had to leave. But I think overall people still think pretty fondly of Illinois State. And obviously there's been people that have said, well, it was kind of run down back then. Well, yeah. Those are the same people, Mark, as you said. They have not seen the work that's gone in down there. They've done a ton of work.
It's incredible. It's incredible. Yeah. They've got a facility that is beautiful. We play in it because we play UHI, right. And the new grandstand. The fact that they're building an indoor facility. It's another show. Going to be another showcase facility for our state.
Yeah. All right, my friend, we'll let you go. Always appreciate your time. And again, just have fun the rest of the winter and spring here. And hey, where I'll be when that 7-on-7 rolls around, I'll be somewhere around the state covering it. So
we'll make sure we touch base with you and people know where you're going to be at and what you do to help promote our kids and our football in our state. We as coaches understand how much you do for us, and we appreciate you as well. Thanks for the opportunity.
All right, Mark Grounds, Jack.